What's going on, Unfazed crew? Today I'm in Tombstone Cemetery with some very cool friends, checking it out, seeing what it's all about. It's super windy. I got the lav mic on, but it probably still sounds like crap, so my apologies. It's just super windy today, but we'll work with what we got. I'm also super tired today, so we'll see how it goes. I have not been here in about 6 years, actually 7. I'm not going to say it, but it's been about 7 years. And yeah, we're gonna go check it out, see what it's all about. I don't think I've ever actually been in this cemetery, maybe when I was a kid, but I just remember the old Boot Hill Cemetery. So this one's a little bit different, a little bit of a different vibe. Looks like something from Dune. It is a hot one today. We're looking at about 100 degrees on the dot. And I definitely prefer a cemetery at night versus during the day. But hey, we'll take what we can get, you know? So you guys are probably wondering, are there any notable characters buried at this cemetery? Turns out there is. Well, not exactly. I'll show you what I mean. This just feels like prime rattlesnake territory. I'm just really watching where I step. The thing that really blows about rattlesnakes is, like, if you get bit, there's no guarantee that one vial of antivenom is going to help. I heard the story of some hiker that had to get like 21 vials of antivenom. So just kind of depends on the person, depends on the rattlesnake, depends on the level of venom. And I guess the younger rattlesnakes have more potent venom. The older ones, not so much. But yeah, let's hope we don't have to worry about that.
All right, so here we are at the grave of Val Kilmer. This is a voiceover because it was insanely windy, but I'm going to read the plaque to you right now. In honor of our huckleberry, Val Edward Kilmer, December 31st, 1959 to April 1st, 2025. Beloved actor and artist who brought the legendary John Henry Doc Holliday to life in his 1993 film, Tombstone. After filming concluded, fellow actor Kurt Russell gifted Val this burial plot, Plot 41, Gravesite C, here in the Tombstone Cemetery. In return, Val gifted Kurt an acre of land overlooking our historic Boot Hill graveyard. Though Val is not interred here, the city of Tombstone dedicate this marker to honor the man whose unforgettable portrayal of Doc Holliday helped preserve Tombstone's rich history for generations to come. I'm your huckleberry. Doc Holliday, Val Kilmer, Tombstone.
He was a lunger, that's what they called him.
Yeah.
But he was dying of lung disease. The dialect came from a friend of mine who's, I think, the best dialect coach in the world, named Tim Monick. And I called him, I said, you know, he's an aristocrat, and they all died, right, from the Civil War. I mean, virtually all those families were gone. And he said, yes. I said, so it's a dead dialect? He said, yes, nobody talks like that anymore. I said, can you find one? He said, yeah, I got a guy. And the tape that he sent me, the man spoke so slowly, we could have a baby before he finished his story. You've gotta come down here and have a mint julep. You've gotta see this show. He ran a theater, and I couldn't speak this slowly because it never would have got, the movie would have been 4 hours long.
Right.
So also, this deep southern aristocratic dialect from Georgia, they had strange sounds like that are Canadian.
Yeah.
Like they would say about.
Sure.
They had an O sound, and I couldn't make that sound because it just sounded odd.
Yeah.
500 must be a peach of a hand.
Vlogception. All right, Scott, I'm recording off this one. You want to say a few words about Mr. Val Kilmer? I know we were just talking about our favorite movies. Maybe a fun little thing you want to talk about Val Kilmer?
Probably for me, I would definitely because I was young when Top Secret came out, but I knew like the airplane movies. And when I saw Top Secret, I thought it was funnier than Airplane. I didn't get it probably as much as I do now, but he's in the tux dancing. Get out of that floor and shit that rug tonight and skeet surfing, all the stuff that he like the parts that he's in. He's playing it so straight. He's like the Elvis teeny bop, it's a period film, and he's playing it so straight while everything is ridiculous around him, and just I could quote Top Secret till the day, till days. I know, just keep quoting it. It's amazing. So many funny parts. He just plays it so straight. It's a classic case of a boy meets girl. It's so many funny parts, and he was just amazing. That's where I fell in love with him. I was like, this is the greatest actor ever, and he's always meant a lot to me.
So funny, start with comedy and then just like super drama.
Yeah.
And then like, man.
Yeah.
So versatile.
So versatile.
Here we are at Kenny's 19th hole. Sounds kind of dirty. But I guess the guy loved his golf. Born in 1950, passed away in 1996. That's pretty cool. The guy must have loved his goofy golf. Much respect. Old can. 8.1 alk content. So believe it or not, I actually do have a Val Kilmer story. A few years back, I want to say probably, I don't know, 6 years ago or so. Sorry, the wind's picking up again. I went to an event. Val Kilmer was doing a showing of his one-man play, this Mark Twain play that he was doing. And he was already in failing health at that point. His voice was real raspy, and he was getting very thin from his cancer. And he showed this movie at Stand Up Live in downtown Phoenix. And I was lucky enough to watch the one-man play, and then he came out afterwards for a Q&A, which was very, very cool. And I was one of the lucky people who got to ask him a question. So I said, hey, Mr. Kilmer, thanks for doing this, And I said, you've played Jim Morrison, Doc Holliday, Mark Twain now. If you could play one more historical figure, who would you pick? And he said, oh, thank you. That's a good question, which I appreciated. I got a little compliment from Val Kilmer on my question. And he said, Thomas Paine or John Locke. He said those two would be people that he'd like to play, historical figures that he'd like to play. And I thought that was kind of cool. But unfortunately, he never got to do that. But he did a lot of cool shit in his life, though, definitely. Love Kilmer. Amazing actor. I got to talk to him briefly. I would say my favorite Val Kilmer movies, Tombstone for sure, Doc Holliday. I'll be a huckleberry. Batman Forever. Come on. I don't care what anyone says. Love Batman Forever. Masterpiece. And Heat. I think Heat is a freaking brilliant film. But I loved him as Jim Morrison. I enjoyed Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Like, the guy made some damn good movies. So, yeah. Gone too soon, for sure. I wish we got another few decades of Kilmer movies. And I've always said it, like, he should have been bigger. Like, he was obviously a big star. But, like, he should have been, like, Clooney, Pitt level, Tom Cruise level. But he was famous in his own way, and he did kind of pull away later as, the 90s went on and got into the early 2000s. And obviously he had a lot of health issues, But, and I guess he was difficult to work with. A lot of people said he was difficult to work with in the early days, at least. But, I'll always have a special place in my cinematic heart for Val Kilmer. R.I.P. legend. Look at this gentleman right here. Father Juan Romo, June 24th, 1864 to February 16th, 1961. The innovations that dude saw. Like, when he died, when he was born, Tombstone was thriving as an old Western town. When he died, the Twilight Zone was on TV. Like, Kennedy was president. Like, that's wild. 1864 to 1961. Wild. That dude saw some serious, serious changes. It's crazy to think this guy could have had McDonald's. Born in the Old West, could have had McDonald's later in life. If he would have made it one more year, he could have had Taco Bell. It always kind of makes me sad and kind of blows my mind, these ones that are faded. You can barely see the name. Looks like Anthony Martinez. But it's just wild. Over time, they just fade away. And, anyone who knew them is no longer around. So it's just kind of a tragic thing, But happens to just about everybody over time, after enough time passes. Look at him working his magic. Look at this legend. Come on. All right, guys. So that concludes our look at the Tombstone Cemetery, paying our respects to the Val Kilmer Memorial Grave. Like I said, he's not actually buried there, but it's just a cool little plot that's dedicated to him. And surprisingly, I've never been to the cemetery. Like I said, I've been to the Boot Hill Cemetery. We're going to check that out later. But this was kind of a new experience and very cool. And as a Val Kilmer fan, I think an important stop. Also, we're joined by our good buddy, Scott on tape right here. Thanks for coming, Scott.
No problem, man. Thanks for letting me drive you.
Much appreciated.
Me, but no, I drove.
I have the coolest chauffeur on the planet. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, most importantly, remain unfazed. And keep it frightening. All right, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3, A B C D E F G. Eyes on me, Tombstone Mofo. On you.